Hey, hey, hey. What's happening, guys? What's happening? Sorry, just punching my last title in so I can make sure I'm live everywhere. Bear with me just a sec. How's everybody doing? What's happening? Life size box. Frederic. What's happening, guys? Icon. Hey, all right. And yeah, that's what I like to see. Mind some Zcash while you watch. That's probably a tight move. Zcash has been killing it the last. I think it's up 50% since consensus. The clear winner. Pretty bold. Pretty bold. All right. Hold on. Gotta get this live one more place, and then we're good. Dash. Yep. Restreaming. Okay. Okay. And there. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, one more. All right. Chris Holland, what's happening? All right. A lot of my regulars today. Love it. How you guys doing? Happy Friday. It is a good day, right? Everybody's stoked. The market's looking good. And it's Friday. So, I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm gonna crack a brewski for Friday. So, cheers, everybody. Yeah. Could you check hydrogen and CoinMarketCap and talk about it? Well, I will. I don't know how intelligently I'll be able to speak about it right now, since you're just pulling it up. But sure, why don't we? Why don't we do that? I'm feeling like a request fulfilling gentleman today. So let's go see what's happening. There it is. What's happening? Is it going up more or not? Okay, guys, you want my honest opinion? That is really the whole thing. I think this is a great big bull trap. I think we have further down to go. I said this yesterday. But, you know, if you did buy in, it might be time to consider taking some profits for the day, just BTC alone, perhaps. Your call, but I think it's got further down to go. So, you know, you could have done well on a swing, but we'll get into that in a minute. I'm gonna jump into this Hydro token and see what I can find out here. Coin Grinder, what's happening? Long range crypto, Ivan, cool. What's happening, everybody? Here, I'm gonna go ahead and take a sip of this beer. It's rude to cheers and not take a drink, I think. All right. Well, let's see. It's certainly inexpensive. Not that means anything. Fairly low market cap. Not a lot of volume. Boy, these charts are just crazy time frames compared to my usual. Also, I'm very used to looking at candles, not a price line, which is probably to my own detriment, but it's at a reasonable price. Yeah, I can't tell you if I would recommend buying this coin or not because I don't know anything about it. So I'll tell you what, I will look into it over the weekend, and I will see what I can find out about it. But yeah, I don't know anything about this project, so I wouldn't really be able to articulate myself intelligently other than telling you that it's cheap and the volume is okay in a 24-hour period. So, you know what? I feel like I've been ignoring people on Twitter. I'm going to try to figure out how to see the chat on my phone real quick. And if I can't figure it out in about 3 seconds, then we'll go back to, oh, nope. All right, well, forget it. Cool. Sorry, guys, if you're on Twitter, I'm not trying to ignore you. I just don't seem to know how to bring the chat from Twitter up on my phone. All right. John, what's happening? Welcome. Pablo, welcome everybody. Yeah, okay, so I'll have to get back to you on Hydro, but I will look into it. I'll see what I can find out. Happy to take a peek. So yeah, let's see how we doing on the market today. Okay, right? It's okay. It's not great. It's 377 billion is. I think we were at about 368 last night when I was streaming. So not quite 10. Again, and this is why I say I think we've got further down to go. Unfortunately, with BTC, but I did see some nice action with a few coins today. But yeah, let's take a look here at BTC. So again, this is what I'm gonna be watching for, guys. And this is why I say I think it's got further down to go, right? Because it's been trading right around this level, but it just can't seem to break these highs, and that's on the hourly. It actually looks okay on the 4-hour, but I do think we have further down to go, sadly. So I'd say let's watch how it plays out if we're looking at 4-hour candles. So probably another day or two. If we don't exceed this line, I think we're definitely going down, and then I think unfortunately we'd probably be down in that 6K range again, but let's hope that doesn't happen. So let's hope the bulls will take control of this market again and break us out over that downtrend line and see what happens. But yeah, if you were playing the buys last night on the bounce, I think this is what they call a dead cat bounce. But if you were playing last night, you could have picked up anywhere around 7,800. I was recommending not doing that last night because I did not anticipate the dead cat bounce. But that's why I think we still have further down to go. Market pissing me off. Been flopping around in mediocrity for 4 to 5 months. Yeah, I know, but ultimately, guys, I think a lot of people who are new to crypto, especially just since last year, just expect to have these crazy gains. Like, that's not normal. What happened last year is not. No market does that, right? The stock market doesn't do that, and historically, Bitcoin didn't make those kind of moves. Not quite so parabolic, and the entire crypto market as well. So I think that's a little unusual. That's what we saw, but I think with patience and diligence that you can actually do well. I mean, there is solid strategies to be made, and again, I don't know how many times I got to say this. Long term, I believe in cryptocurrency. So I think it's very likely to change the world, but I'm prepared to take some knocks in the meantime as it happens. I mean, what do they say? You got to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. So that's kind of my feeling on it. But yeah, I feel you. I mean, this is why we try to come on here regularly, give you an update, and tell you, at least where we think is a smart place to set your stop, just in case, or at least trying to say, hey guys, we think it's going up, we think it's going down. Make your own decisions and act accordingly. Ultimately, guys, I'm just a guy reading a chart. This is just a channel, so I do this for a living. And actually, while I'm on that subject, I would just like to take this moment to tell every single one of you guys that's watching, or not to tell, but to thank you guys. Seriously, I'm so grateful that I get to do this as my job. It's crazy to me sometimes. And so, this couldn't happen without all of this support. So I truly thank you, all of you guys, so much for subscribing to the channel, especially for our Moon Lounge members, and just for showing up here and hanging out with me all the time. I really appreciate it, guys. Hey, Joey Rockets, what's happening, buddy? Yeah, I heard you made it to Puerto Rico. That is awesome. I'm doing great, man. I'm hoping to come out there and see you guys again. Joey Rockets. Yeah, I saw your update, and I'm so happy for you, man. I knew that was a big goal. Also, I wanted to say, Joey, while I'm speaking to you specifically through the internet here, I saw your response to that article, and well written, sir. That was, I don't want to bring it up too much here, but I do want to say I thought you did a very good response to that character's whatever. I don't know what to call it, what he said, but great job. All right, let's see. What are you saying, Ivan? If you sell a coin to get Bitcoin back, do you buy Tether and wait until it goes lower to buy Bitcoin again and then buy the coin you want? Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what trading is, basically. I personally don't use Tether. I don't use Tether, and we should probably talk about that, right? Because it was in my title. I don't know if you guys know, but Tether, the corporation, printed 250 million or 250 billion Tether today. 250 billion, I believe. Yeah, that's right. It's an insane sum of Tether, and the fact that they can just print these things, just like the Federal Reserve can print dollars, is a little worrisome to me. And primarily because historically they had, I believe, 2 different auditors coming in to look at them, and relationship with the auditor deteriorated before they could finish the audit, which does not give me any confidence in holding a coin. So I don't really use Tether. I mostly, any of the stuff that I'm trying to accumulate on, I'm either stopping out back into BTC and just taking the beating. Essentially what I'm doing is if I'm trading on Bittrex or Binance, I will stop back out of one of my other alts into BTC, and then I just kind of mentally calculate that for the trading account that I'm using on GDAX, where I stop out to fiat, because I would prefer to sit out in fiat and just hold my overall BTC that's spread across exchanges, if that makes sense. And again, this has to come down to like how you want to split your portfolio up into long-term holds, mid-term, and short-term. And if you'd like to have some more in-depth discussions on that, you can hop on over to Cryptosomniac.com and you can join the Cryptosomniac Advantage. There's a lot of active traders in there that are constantly discussing these kind of strategies, and would be happy to share that with you and help you figure out what it is for you that would make the best split and the best allocations for those. So anyway, let's get back over to this market. 250 no, it was 250 million. I apologize. But anyway, still, the fact that they're just basically printing money, I think actually that may have had something to do with this positive price action that we have seen. That was another conversation that we were having in the Moon Lounge today, saying specifically historically there's been a correlation between Tether printer and price pumps. So we'll see what it holds. Again, I can't predict the future, but this chart is saying to me RSI is starting to get pretty run up. Histogram looks like it's starting to curl back down, so I don't think it's sticking around that 82.20 range for very long. And I mean, we could probably confirm that. Yeah, look at that on the 30-minute already a bear cross, histogram tanking, and up above the 60 RSI level on the 30-minute. So yeah, and even on the hourly, it's been pretty run up. So I think we're about to break down from there, unfortunately. I'm sorry I've had bad news for you guys two days in a row, but again, I'm trying to help you make your best decisions. And this is my opinion. There's plenty of other channels out there that may have a contrary opinion. It's best to do your own research, as they say, but I think you should get as much feedback from as many sources as possible to help you make a decision, because more data points is good. All right, let's see. What's up? I'm trying to sell my quant stamp to buy Cardano on the next dip. Yeah, that's not a bad move. Cardano is one of my long terms, so I am definitely a fan of it. I'm a fan of Charles Hoskinson. I think I've made no secret of that, and I am a fan of IOHK. So Cardano, I'm pretty bullish on long term, and I would support that decision. Let's see what else. Not sure how to go about it. Well, what exchange are you trading it on? I mean, ultimately, just sell it back into Bitcoin and then buy or another coin that, like, so say for instance, this is what I did a lot when Bitcoin was super expensive, is I was using Litecoin to move the money around just because it's quick, and the network fees were lower at the time, significantly. So with that in mind, I can say Bitcoin, I can say Litecoin, whatever, but whatever, you trade your QSP out for, if Cardano is not on the exchange that you are currently trying to trade your QSP on, then you would sell out of that for Bitcoin or for Litecoin or for whatever other pair that it has there, then send that pair, as long as it is supported on the exchange where you do want to buy Cardano, and I can tell you Binance and Bittrex both carry Cardano, so I do know that, and then send it to there, and then use that pairing to acquire your Cardano. Does that make sense? I hope I articulated that well. Yanni or Laurel, I'm not taking part in this. I refuse to listen to it. I'm not doing it. All right. Frederick, I like the Maker project. Now DAI can also be used with AirSwap. I don't know about this. I'm gonna have to look into this. So let's see, what other, before we jump too far into the hardcore TA, I did have a couple other what I thought were moderately amusing news items. First of all, The ultra chill. Although I watched this video, and I gotta say the guy is pretty poignant in his philosophy on the blockchain. But anyway, what I saw today was Monero had a huge pump, like a huge pump. And as we all know, I am definitely a big Monero fan. And I wondered why, so I started looking into it, and the only thing that I could find was that somebody had posted in this video, and at about 7 minutes 50 seconds, John McAfee, I'm not going to play it because I'm afraid it'll get us banned, but it's like right here, 7:50, and he talks about Monero specifically, while unfortunately while he's talking about not paying taxes, which I don't know if the best way to push that forward, but I understand the value of privacy and transacting, which is why I like it. And obviously people around the world have a similar interest, for good or ill, and I'm fine with making some money in the meantime, and having an asset that is, if everything went to hell in a handbasket, I could still, that it couldn't be frozen, and it couldn't be tracked, and it couldn't be, you couldn't prevent me from continuing to exist, which I think is pretty powerful. BNB, yeah, BNB, Binance Coin is killing it today. I am a fan of exchange coins in general. I think Sam had mentioned this in a previous stream, I don't know, maybe a few months back, but ultimately it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Because as long as there are people trading on an exchange, as long as there are people actively flocking to an exchange, and that exchange has its own native token, which gives you reduced trading fees or anything else, that right there provides it some value. And then the more people that sign up on there, the more people are going to try to hold that coin, and that increases the value of the coin. So I think it's a good look to hold exchange tokens. I know you said you were bullish on Pundi. Where do you see it going? Well, we can't predict the future, unfortunately, but I think it's got a huge market, like actual use case, right? Think of that. If so much of this adoption, right? So much of this market right now is just wild speculation on assets, and most of us are just hodl gang, right? Like essentially, I mean, we might be trading it, but very few people that I know are actually transacting and using it to live. We'll buy flights with Bitcoin here and there, things like that. But it's not as easy to transact with as one might like. So Pundi X is a solution that allows for merchants to have a mobile point of sale system, sort of like Square, if you're familiar with that, that you would be able to transact, with multiple different currencies. So I think it's got a huge bunch of legs. I don't make ridiculous price predictions because I think it's foolish. I've said this time and time again, but yeah, so I won't make long-term guaranteed price predictions because I just think it's not likely there's too many factors that can play in. But I do think it's got legs, and it's definitely one that I will be holding and watching. Yeah, HT is a great BNB. Actually, that exchange has been on a tear as well lately. So I believe they're battling it out for the number 2 spot right now. Huboy, I think is how you say it. Hubi. However you pronounce it. Sorry. Let's see. What city are you in? Oh, you talking to Joey Rockets. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Joey's in San Juan. That's where we were when we were visiting. Great place. Puerto Rico is awesome. Anyway, this would be the only reason I could see it, but let's go ahead and take a peek at Monero. Look at this, guys. This is crazy. Look at this one candle. I mean, this is all today. Look at this. If I jump out to a daily, or here, sorry, 4 hour. Yeah, look at that. But this wick is insane. I think a lot of people had a profit take set up somewhere in there, is what that looks like to me, because it spiked way up, but then brought it back down to this resistance, and I think unfortunately that looks like it might be ready to break down a little bit more. Well, I don't know. Tough to say. Like 1, 2, 3 top. So let's watch the next couple of candles. I think it could come down a little bit more, but again, Monero is one that I'm very bullish on long term, and a big fan of, and I'm holding some of that, and I think that I'll wait a little bit to pick any more up. But I had to let you guys know about this. I could not find any other reason that it would pump like that. So anyway, that's that. Let's see what other great news items. What other great news items have I seen? So Steve Wozniak. Oh snap, that's not good. Steve Wozniak. So everybody knows who that is, right? He's the silent Steve Jobs of Apple. 86th is Facebook, and was in an interview started talking about how he is distrustful of Gmail, but he's surprisingly bullish on blockchain. He said he found a bunch of cryptocurrency on his computer and sold it off a few months back, but does maintain a Bitcoin and 2 ETH in case he needs to make purchases with them. So I think that's pretty cool. He is still holding on to them. But really what he had to say about it was what I thought was more valuable, is he was saying something to the effect of he thinks Ethereum could be a company as big as Apple, which is huge. Obviously, I believe Apple is still the richest company in the world, I believe. So that's a pretty bold endorsement by the Woz, and I thought that was a really positive thing for the market in general. And then the one other thing that I saw that I thought was hilarious is the FUD master himself, Warren Buffett, got trolled by a mining company, Genesis Mining, put a billboard up. So everybody knows Warren Buffett does not like cryptocurrency, and he's made all these ridiculous insults, calling it worse than rat poison and blah blah blah. So I just thought this was very humorous that there are billboards across the street from his office in Omaha, Nebraska, that are saying, "Hey, you said you were wrong about Google and Amazon. Could it be that you're wrong about Bitcoin?" I just think that's pretty funny to pay the money for a billboard right near his office. It's a pretty good troll. It's pretty high level troll. Anyway. All right, well, that's about it for the news, so let's go ahead and jump into the fun stuff. I know you guys are here for the TA. So going back to Monero real quick, just because I kind of just glossed over it. Yeah, I don't know if it'll come down a ton from there, so I would say that's pretty good support in this area. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to put some buys in right about this area. 23.9. Because I suspect it'll retrace a little bit more from there, and we'll probably find some pretty good support in at this fib level right here, which is, I pulled it over too far. I should really, yeah, 76. So hold your horses, don't go getting it just yet, but that is one to keep an eye on, assuming you're a Monero fan. All right, what else? Who else? It's Friday. Is everybody out already? I tried to stream early-ish just to give everybody time to jump on and still go on and get out with your Friday nights, but quiet today, except for Joey Rockets and Life Size Box. They're like besties now. we're making friends here at Cryptosomniac. All right, well, let's scroll on up through this feed. Who else? Can I look at DAOstack? Yeah, I'm only going to tell you that I heard some people talking about DAOstack today, and it did not sound good. I haven't looked at it yet, but let's see. Is that the ticker? GEN? I'm not finding it. Tell me the ticker for DAOstack and I'll look into that for you. Tom Kelly. I heard it had retraced actually almost back to where its ICO level was. So if that's one you're trying to get into, if it's already back to where its ICO level was, you don't have much to lose, I guess. But I don't know much about that project, so I can't really, again, that's another one I can't really speak articulately on, so I don't want to talk too much about it, especially if I can't find a chart to tell you any technicals. That kind of leaves me useless on that one, unfortunately. I'm only spreading rumors at this point. All right, let's see. Oh, phone's blowing up. Friday night. Everybody's trying to get crazy in Los Angeles. BNB. Yeah, why don't we look at BNB? Let's just look at the Binance coin. BTC. There we go. Starting to cool off a little bit, but boy, that's a nice green candle. What do I always say, guys? Don't chase a run. Don't chase a parabolic pump. However, boy, look at that. It's it just blew past all-time highs, but it retraced back under it. But look at that. Like way over. Woo. Yeah, well, guys, you know, buying at all-time high is never a good idea. But if you're a holder, or if you are trading on Binance regularly, then you are loving life right now, because you just got a lot more reduced fees for your buck there, or for your BNB. Yeah, I'd wait for that to cool off a little bit. I mean, if you're looking at the basic retracement, here, I should kill this other fib. Oh dear. Or here, why don't I just do this? I think Amal changed the colors on the basic one, perhaps, charting, and I like my fancy colors. But let's look from the break to the ATH. And how we doing? So that's the 4 hour. Let's jump on the smaller candles. Boy, it's just straight up trading sideways, isn't it? It doesn't seem to want to, it just kind of bounces off this fib, so that might be a good support. I would be keeping an eye on that. At the 0.5, 17,722 sats. It is starting to cool off, though. Look at this here, guys. I mean, it was way overbought, you know. It's up clear at, what, 90 almost? Yeah, 85. So, you know, anytime that happens, it's almost certain to come down. And this is on the 2 hour. So, way overbought. We see the histogram curling down. We see the MACD starting to curl over there. And I bet you we just confirmed that. Yeah, look at that. Went to the 1 hour, and we've already showed the bear cross. So I think that's going to come back down a little bit. If you were holding back here, now might be a good profit take time. I would probably, you know, the way I like to do it when I take profits is I just look at the range of the wick, and then I'll, you know, pick somewhere I think it's going to happen, and just set a sell order, a limit sell order there. And that way you're not getting stopped out of it. Because I would imagine if you're holding BNB,